Hi guys, this is Wenzes from Below the Radar Above the System, and today we're going to talk about a couple of topics that came up in the idea pool lately. Mainly it's about how we deal with self-criticism, how we can control our our external feelings, and how to go about choices when it comes to our career. So the first one came up quite often actually, and it's something we've always been having in our head, that we're not good enough. That we're not good enough for somebody or for something, that we don't deserve so many things that we actually crave, and it's very difficult because we cannot be convinced unless external data proves us otherwise. For example, let's say you talk to somebody and they give you different possibilities. They say, look at it this way. I mean, you've created so much in your life and you've like did this and this, and they give you so many possibilities, which is like the NE thing. And it's difficult for us to believe in that if we're like really stuck in some kind of NI worldview. And normally the only thing that could change our mind is just external data that is not questionable, meaning through our SE. Yes. So let's say you meet somebody and you do them wrong one time because you didn't pay attention and you hurt them for some reason, and then you like feel you have to prove that you're a good person, and you have to like push it and you want to prove it so much, and they keep on like being mean to you, but you feel at that point, you know, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve that. They have such a positive energy, and you're not going to change your mind until a point where they really do things that tell you, even if I was like ugly as hell, like my soul would be like, nobody would like it and nobody would see it, it's still not, you know, you can't treat somebody that way. You know, and once you've gotten to that point, that's when I realized, okay, there was something, you know, wrong with me, of thinking I had to prove myself just because they were like weaker and they, you know, needed to be protected. So the whole point was that at that point I realized, okay, there was something wrong with my NI world, and then I actually at that point really allowed new information to come into my system and to see that no, that's not the point. It's not that you know, I need to prove myself and they're so much better with me than me and I'm so perfectionistic and so on. It's just that, you know, they cannot do it any better. They're weak at that point and they can't treat you any better, and that you need to protect yourself at that point. So the whole self-criticism thing comes with having some kind of control over life. You know, we feel like we're always above looking down at some point, like we see everything before other people see it. We don't really react in situations because we know if we're going to react, this is going to play out this way or that way. So we kind of stay back, and it's a control thing to feel that we're kind of like above it and that we don't, you know, need to react. But at the same time, it doesn't make us feel like we're more love-worthy or better, whatever it is. It's just we feel we know better than others, so we don't have the right to protect ourselves. And it's at a point where you realize that it doesn't work like this. You are not, you're not that above it, because you do have emotions, you do have feelings, you do have things that you can control, and you know that is life, and you can't be good to everybody just so nobody like dislikes you. And so self-criticism comes from a point of having the expectations of us to be that perfect so nobody around us cannot not like us. And that's just not going to happen. People are not going to like you. People are not going to be okay with what you do. People are going to think you're bad and you're mean. And this is not something you should accept. You know, it's like, it's somebody really telling you you have a bad character. And I used to think, oh, you know, maybe I do have a bad character. Like, I really let people get that into my head, and so I, you know, thought I have to be even more perfect, and for them I let them do everything. You know, it's like, because, you know, if they protect themselves that quickly, that, you know, they're like need to be protected and so on. So it's important to understand that it's not, you're not above it. You can't, there are things you don't want to do, which is, for example, to use your SE, to really fight back and to not allow people to get into your emotional sphere. And it's very, very difficult, and we feel like we, you know, it's like it's a dominant inferior war between our NI and our SE, but they're just rules. They're just simple rules that once we really go after them, you know, there's not definitely like a white or black area. There are, of course, like gray areas in between, but if you have this kind of rule as a point in between, then, and you kind of like stay just in the bounds of that, then you'll have a much better life, and you won't be that you won't really expect that much from yourself. So in order to not expect that much from yourself, you have to understand that you can't have all your needs met by people from the outside. This is what this whole self-criticism is all about. You want to be perfect, so people like you, they give you the energy you crave, and that then you're going to be content. And you can, you know, you can just stay in your NI world and just like kind of look and create and see how you're going to get those energies. That's not how it works. So in order to not actually really need all of that much, you have to create positive emotions for yourself.